The Bob Odenkirk crime comedy Nobody 2 has something going on during the end credits, but does it indicate whether the film will get a sequel? Nobody 2 is the sequel to Odenkirk's crime comedy hit Nobody. In the 2021 film, Odenkirk, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, stars as Hutch Mansell, a by-the-numbers working stiff who harbors a secret past as an off-the-books government assassin. After Hutch, his wife, Becca from Connie Nielsen, and kids, Gage, Munroe, and Paisley, Cadorath, are held up in a home invasion, the seemingly mild-mannered office worker begins taking out the bad guys with his particular set of skills, leading him to a massive confrontation with a Russian mobster. Set 4 years after the events of the original film, Nobody 2 finds Hutch back at work as full-time assassin, mainly because a criminal organization bankrolled the $30 million Hutch needed to pay back the Russian mob after burning their gigantic stash of cash in the 2021 film. Knowing Becca is frustrated by him working all the time, Hutch takes his wife, kids, and father, from Christopher Lloyd, on a summer getaway to Plummerville, the location of an antiquated theme park where Hutch and his brother, Harry, from RZA, had their happiest childhood memories. However, when townies at the park mess with Hutch and his family, the undercover hitman snaps, which sets off a chain of events where he will eventually face off against Ladina from Sharon Stone, an evil mobster who uses Plummerville as a clearinghouse for her massive bootlegging operation. Note, the next section contains spoiler details from Nobody 2. What do Nobody 2's end credits tell us? Generally, end credits and/or post-credit scenes either wrap up loose ends from a scene earlier in the movie or set up a sequel. Nobody 2 has something that occurs during the end credits, but it's not necessarily a scene, but a summation of what happens at Plummerville over the course of the movie. During the film, the Mansell family members share a disposable 35mm camera to take pictures of what they did on their very eventful vacation. At the end of the film, the Mansell family gathers in Hutch and Becca's house around a slide projector, and instead of seeing the images from the camera on a screen on a wall, the photos show up alongside the end credits. The photos, however, don't have much to do with the murder and mayhem that happens when Hutch confronts Somerville's villains or Ladina, but instead show the happy memories that Hutch was hoping for on the vacation. Only the last photo during the end credits pictures the fiery aftermath of Hutch's ultimate battle with Ladina. There is no post-credit scene in Nobody 2, and while the photos that are shown during the end credits of the film give no indication of whether there will be another Nobody sequel, the odds are in favor of Bob Odenkirk and company if they decide to pursue it. To begin with, it won't take much for Nobody 2 to become profitable, since, according to Variety, it cost $25 million to make before prints and advertising costs, a number that is relatively low for a summer movie release. Perhaps the biggest requirement for any sequel potentially happening is whether what comes before it makes money. The next key is whether Odenkirk wants to do another Nobody movie, and if a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter is any indication, he's up for it. I'd do more of Nobody, I'd love to do more of it, but I don't think I'm going to dig right in. I have another action film called Normal that's coming out at the Toronto International Film Festival 2025, so that's already in the can. But right now, I think I want to do some comedy if they'll let me. Also starring John Ortiz and Colin Hanks, Nobody 2 is new in theaters nationwide. Thanks for staying informed with us. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a headline. From all of us here, stay sharp, stay safe, and we'll see you next time with more news from across the USA.